So, this month we've been talking about the soul. And Reverend Lanning was explaining to us how soul, actually that word is Germanic and it means from the sea. And so all of us came from the sea originally. And a soul is also that divine creative medium, that soup, where all the memories, all the thoughts that have ever been thought by anybody are residing. And it's in that divine mind that we're all a part of. And it's our memories, it's the womb, that liquid that we came from. And she talked last week about the soul force and how we can connect with our soul force and really be conscious of what we're putting in to our subconscious, which is that creative part that we call the soul. It's in that middle part of the teaching symbol, if you're familiar with the one on the wall there. And so it's how do we connect with that? So we don't put any thoughts in our consciousness that are connected with fear, if we can help that. So we're being awake to what we're implanting into our soul, because that's what the law takes action of, and that's what we live. And also, she was saying that the way to do this as well, to connect with our soul force, is to take yourself lightly. I'm teaching a class, and we just talked about a book called The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer. And there's rule number 6 in there. And rule number 6 is don't take yourself so blank, blank seriously. I would say it, but I'm supposed to not say stuff like that from here. But you know, it's connecting with the truth and the wonder of life. But you know, laughing and enjoying and letting things just roll off your back or whatever. And so it's all about that connection and that soul force, that impetus for joy within you. And of course, that's where our jumping off part is. And I'm talking about the human soul per se. And Ernest Holmes tells us that's our memories, our connections with our families, our friends, our experiences of life. All of those things make up our personal human souls. And we also have soul prints. We all have that uniqueness that is us. It's your spiritual signature. It's different from anybody else in the entire planet. It's like your fingerprint, or it's like a snowflake, because all the crystals in the snowflake are unique. There's never one that's the same. It's also your DNA. It's like your DNA. It's your specific soul that's in that divine, bigger soul. And it's so unique to you that nobody else can shine that light. Nobody else can be that experience in the world. Only you. And it's part of your subconscious. It's not just the thoughts you're running around with. It's all that stuff deep in your heart that you're not even necessarily aware of. It's that wholeness, that reservoir of love and light and shadow. Because it does the whole range. It's got the tears and the joy and the laughter all encompassed into it. And so the spirit, which is the impetus, we put our conscious thought, spirit, into this divine soul. And we create our soul prints. We are evolving with them. And they're outside of us, and they're within us as well. They're in both places. And it's so amazing that we built it up over years and we don't even realize it. One of the things that's also in your soul are your dreams, your aspirations, the things that really resonate in your heart. So go ahead and close your eyes for a minute. Just kind of reel back the years and think about some of the things that were written in your high school yearbook. Some of the dreams, some of the hopes. Some of the things you thought your life would be like. and hold them lightly. And go ahead and come back. And realize that those hopes, dreams are still alive within you. And you may have lived some of them, and you might not have. But it's never, ever too late to live those dreams. Now, you're saying, she is full of. The reason I say that is, for example, this isn't true, but if I wanted to be a brain surgeon, it's probably a little late for me to be a brain surgeon. But I can bring that into my life by studying the brain and going to classes and maybe even teaching. Or if I'm not a biological mother. If I wanted to have a kid, I can be a big sister. I can be, well, Gary could be a big brother. You know, so it's not, that dream can still manifest. It might not show up in the way you thought, but it's still possible. It's always possible. So our past is part of our soul print, so is our future. And it's also our fears, our vulnerabilities, our grandiosities, our craziness, our yearnings. It's all this piece of us, this uniqueness, this footprint, this fingerprint. Because you are the only one like you in the entire universe. And you are the only one like you that will ever be. You will never be repeated. You are so totally unique. And there is that divinity within you. And that's what your soul print is part of that divinity. So we're going to talk a little bit about perceiving your own soul print, your uniqueness, your authenticity. How do you surface that? And then communicating that to other people. How do you share that? And how do we live it? How do we actually take this really nice philosophy and stuff and put it into our everyday lives? And then lastly, how do we receive other people's soul prints? How do we get that from other folks? I want to start how we find our own soul print by reading a short quote from John O'Donohue. Some of you know him. And he passed away about a year and a half ago, I'm not sure. Anyway, he wrote this in a book called Beauty.